26. Everybody. 26. Yeah! 26. Yeah, there we go. I think 26. Yeah, there we go. 26. Yeah, there we go. 26. Here we go. 26. Yeah, there we go. 26.
It's week 9 of the National Football League, and this defense features Micah Parsons. He'll get after you every chance he can get on defense. It's the Cowboys and the Falcons coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us down south to Mercedes-Benz Stadium on the west side of downtown Atlanta. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. Greg, it's that time of the year. A little bit more urgency. The calendar page turns to November. We kind of know who the good teams are. The midpoint of the NFL season, always a great time to take a step back and look ahead to what's down the road for us.
Yeah, no doubt. And I always felt, even as a player, that you never really knew how good you were as a team or how good everyone else around the league was until you kind of got to this point in the year. November, December football. That's really where teams separate themselves from the pack, and that's where playoff pictures start to unravel. That's where there's a little bit more clarity between the haves and the have-nots. And this is when NFL football gets fun. Holidays are coming. Playoff pictures are unfolding. It's a blast.
And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Cowboys coming out. As usual, it's Dak Prescott leading the way. Led the NFL in touchdown passes, Greg, a season ago. Already his 9th year at the helm for the Cowboys.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, Not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, we're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. On play action. Here's Dak. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. He's going to let one go deep for Lamb. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here we go.
We'll toss here to Zeke. And some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8. We'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Hand off here to Zeke. And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run.
And he's in. Ezekiel Elliott. Touchdown, Dallas. His 6th touchdown now for the season. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's 1st possession.
And, Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm, and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Aubrey, good with the extra point. And the Cowboys will take a 7-0 lead. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Ray McLeod on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Falcons, led out by their quarterback, Kirk Cousins. One of the big moves in the offseason, Atlanta acquiring Cousins in free agency. He had 6 years in Washington, the last 6 in Minnesota, and now he begins his run this season with the Falcons.
Coming off a loss last time out, I think the #1 goal today, Mike, is he needs to make a bigger impact on the outcome of today's game. Last week, he was not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it was really just a modest performance. He was okay.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Micah Parsons, too tough to stop, gets in to bring him down. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll run it for the first time with Bijan Robinson. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
Well, not a great start to this drive offensively. You take the sack on 1st down, and you're thinking, all right, let's go to the ground game. Let's pick up some of the lost yardage. But then you take a loss again, and now it sets up 3rd and real long, and you find yourself in a tough spot.
That's complete. He's got it to London. And he's out of bounds, but they're going to spot this inside the 25. It is a big play there for the Falcons. That gains an even 60 yards.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Cousins. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Great London. Touchdown, Atlanta.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come away with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Younghoe Koo now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Falcons come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Cavante Turpin on the return. Past midfield. It's a foot race. And he's going to take this all the way back. 92 yards. Touchdown, Dallas. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
Mike, you find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this, and they go back and get a score of their own.
So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. There's Kirk Cousins. He and the Falcons set for their next drive. He had the touchdown pass on the opening drive, and as we take a look at the NFL leaders in TD passes coming in, he's right there among the best in the league. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. Left side in the hands of London. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a 1st down with that catch.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level, and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process. Change the look, change the coverages, move your safeties. Make the quarterback have to process with the ball in his hand.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That one is caught by Mooney. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
So the hope is your 1 3rd down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
So on 4th down, the Falcons bring on Bradley Pinion to punt. Cavante Turpin to return for the Cowboys. He'll take this in back at the 16. And he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to take over for their 2nd possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. He'll start this on the ground with Elliott. And he's taken down, but not until he gets to the 32-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, his offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmask the defense and understand where to take the play calling as the game unfolds.
1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up 2nd down. From out of the gun, it's a run with Elliott. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Hayden Ellis in on that stop. They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but they continue to get that matchup. This quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Play action now. It's Cousins. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. And here comes 3rd down. Cousins now. This one intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Lewis. And he is just going to waltz his way in. The pick 6. A touchdown for the defense. Well, they just try a very short throw, and instead, the defense takes it back the other way, and they come up with a big play, scoring the touchdown.
Mike, for how fast he jumped that route, it almost seems like he was in the huddle and ran the route for the quarterback. I mean, he was there before the receiver, and as you said, there was nothing left to do but take it all the way back the other way.
On for the PAT is Aubrey. He gets it to go. The Cowboys will take a 21-7 lead. We are through 1. It's the Cowboys with the early edge. Greg and I back in Atlanta after this. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now. They get set to take over once more. The next drive about to get going as we check out what's coming up a little later here in Week 9. Tonight, Sunday Night Football. It'll be the Jaguars and Eagles coming up at 8:20 Eastern Time in Philadelphia. And then tomorrow night, Election Night Eve, Monday Night Football has the Bucs and Chiefs. That's a rematch of Super Bowl 55 at 8:15 Eastern, 7:15 in KC. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Pitts is the man in motion. Cousins now on 2nd down. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete. Trying to get it to Kyle Pitts. 3rd down coming up. Throwing now, Cousins. He's got this to Bijan Robinson. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Cousins. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Pitts is the man in motion. 2nd down, Cousins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Cousins now to throw on first down. He's got his man. It's Mooney. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. A give, and here comes Robinson. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. Cousins gonna throw. Open man, left side. He's got it. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the first down.
The most impressive thing about this drive, Mike, has really just been their efficiency. They've just continued to pick up first downs, fresh sets of downs. We just saw there, but that 3rd down conversion, continue to possess the ball. These opportunities to come away with points continue to go up.
They can still get a first down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. That's complete to McLeod. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. Now a 2nd down throw for Cousins. That is caught by the tight end. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown Falcons. Greg, they have such a knack. It's like they're on the same page. The quarterback almost feels like, well, when you were playing, you know where that guy's going to be in the end zone.
Yeah, we used to have a saying, Mike, we say we don't run routes like they're lines on a piece of paper, and especially against zone coverage. Down here in the red zone, the rule is if you're open, stay open. Don't run past an open zone to get covered. That's exactly what this tight end does here. Friendly target, ball on time, touchdown.
Koo able to add the extra point. And the Falcons draw closer here. It's 21-14. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, here's Turpin. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. The drive starts with a run, and it's Elliott. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down. 2nd down and 3. Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. This pass right side, caught by Lamb. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a 1st down.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. The safety, Justin Simmons, with the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Open man, downfield, it's CeeDee Lamb. That catch puts him over 100 yards for the game, and we still have another half to go. That catch picks up the first down.
We've watched CeeDee Lamb become undeniably one of the best receivers in the NFL, Mike. I mean, just last season alone, led the league in receptions with 135, while totaling over 1,700 yards for the year. I mean, when the Cowboys need a big play,
and he'll take it on in. Touchdown, Cowboys. And how about that? His first career catch also becomes his first career NFL touchdown.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
The extra point by Aubrey is good. And the Cowboys have doubled their advantage. It is now a 28-14 game. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Very good kickoff. Returnable from the 4. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Here comes Drake London. The rest of that Atlanta offense getting set to take over once more. Time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. Cousins to throw. That'll be caught by McLeod. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of a first down after a gain of 7.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to what they call punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
To return, it is Turpin. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Cowboys offense and veteran Ezekiel Elliott making their way back out. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Here's Dak to throw. He'll drop this for Elliott. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. On 2nd down, it's Dak. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Now, he'll air one out. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 78 yards. Touchdown, Dallas. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Aubrey now for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Cowboys add on one more as they extend their second quarter lead. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Falcons offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Cousins. To the right. That's Pitts. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. He'll get this to McLeod. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break. Third and a yard. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. Now the Falcons will use their third and final timeout. Clock says 25 seconds till halftime. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Cousins. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Now, Cousins. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet. So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away.
Dak going to throw it here on first down. That's down the field for Lamb. That's to the sideline and intercepted. That's the safety, Jesse Bates. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play here in this first half.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start in the Meadowlands, an NFC East battle that pits Washington against the New York Football Giants. And it's the home team who are out in front. Terry McLaurin, a touchdown catch from Jaden Daniels. From there, we stay in the AFC East. We head to Buffalo to see what's happening with the Bills. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's head to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati to see what's happening with the Bengals. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Jamar Chase, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. We saw the vet with plenty left, Ezekiel Elliott, putting together a strong first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And this ball is not going to get to the 20, so that's whistled dead, and the ball gets placed at the 40-yard line.
Automatic first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And he shows off a little footwork, winding his way for a run of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run here for Robinson. And he's going to have a first down. Good run down inside the 45-yard line. Mooney in motion. On first down, right back to Robinson. And they're going to get him down this time. Not as easy as the last carry. This time they drop him behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Cousins throwing from the pistol. Quick throw here is complete. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
He'll get out of bounds, a gain of 8, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. That one is caught by Mooney. And he will get into the end zone. Darnell Mooney. Touchdown, Atlanta.
We're seeing this so much all across the NFL, Mike, is the value placed on a receiver being able to turn into a runner after they're able to secure the catch. And sometimes it's easier said than done. But if you want to survive in this league as a wide receiver, you have to be able to make plays like this after the catch. And great job there by the quarterback being accurate, and great job by the receiver running after he makes the catch.
Here's Coop for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Falcons back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here's Turpin. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Here's Dak Prescott, and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Cooks going in motion.
Under.
It's a first down run with Elliott. And let's give him about 4 on that one. Hayden Ellis in on that stop. Here's 2nd and 6. On the play fake, Dak. That's over the middle. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
You know, Mike, I like the mindset of this offensive coordinator. He's saying, listen, I'm not looking to preserve this lead. I'm looking to extend my lead. Now, that aggressive play calling in this case led to the turnover. Now your defense has to take the field. Can they bail you out and keep this lead unchanged prior to their next possession?
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Throwing is Cousins. This throw pulled in by Pitts. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Drake London was the intended receiver there. And now it's going to be 3rd down. Throwing now, Cousins. That's complete. He's got it to London. He is knocked down hard. Wow, they stopped him in his tracks, but he does have enough to pick up the 1st down.
Mike, I think we make so much of all these fancy routes, right? The selling, the head fakes, getting in and out of the break. And while that's really important to create separation, that's really more of a man beater. That's when teams want to just play you one-on-one and you have to beat the defender. Against zone defense like we saw here, it's a lot more simpler. Understand the concept of the play, understand where the holes in the defense are, and get there and be friendly to the quarterback. And if you're open, stay open. That's NFL route running. That's what the best guys do.
Cousins now on 2nd down. That'll be caught by the running back, Robinson. And the Falcons are going to be set up. 1st and goal coming up. They'll mark them down at the 6-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. You could see the quarterback, once he got the snap, he was looking for any seam, any daylight, but nothing materialized, and he's fortunate he got back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd down, Cousins. That's hauled in at the 2. Hard running, close to the goal line, but they're going to mark him just short.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Cousins out of the gun on 3rd down. He's got his big tight end. Kyle Pitts. Touchdown Falcons. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
On is Koo for the point after. It's up and through. And the Falcons back within 7. It's 35-28. Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Cowboys offense headed back to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. And that's going to wind up incomplete.
He's completed, give or take, half of his passes, Mike. You have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. The shotgun snap for Prescott. He's going to let one go deep for Lamb. And the Falcons are going to have it at their own 32-yard line.
You know, what I'm seeing play out there right now, Mike, is just a frustrated offense playing on tilt. And on the other side of the ball, I'm seeing a defense that's happily taking advantage of these decisions. I mean, how else do you explain 3 consecutive drives that result in a pick? I mean, each mistake just feeds the next. It feeds frustration. And all at the same time, it's leading to questionable throws and easy picks.
The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins heading back on the field. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And he'll get forward for a couple. It is Jordan Lewis who brought him down. Second down and 8. Here's Cousins. To the outside. Catch made by London.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside. Everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Cousins now. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete. The Falcons getting their punter out there, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And the turnovers have really been the story here. Take you back through the actually the lowlights in this one. Not a lot of positives when you have a 3-interception game under pressure all game long. The secondary feasting on his passes. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Now give to Zeke out of the gun. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. You're watching the NFL. They'll run it here with Zeke. And he's fighting to try to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not do it. This is going to be a loss on 3rd down. And he's out of bounds, up beyond the 40-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. 1st down, Cowboys. They'll run Zeke up the middle. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Now, Elliott. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. Now Prescott. Here's a shot toward the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Aubrey for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Cowboys will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. McLeod now to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Falcons offense getting set to get back to work. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Cousins. He's got his man, it's Mooney. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Cousins. And that ball incomplete over the middle. 3rd down, 3 to go. Now, Cousins. There's that man again. Another catch. He's going to have the 1st down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
A 9-yard loss. It's now 2nd and 19.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and 3rd down. Coming up. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
Here we go.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. This is caught. He's got a long way to go. And that's not going to work. The defense comes up with a 4th down, 4th quarter stand, and forces a turnover on downs. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. And it's looking like the win streak to start the year is going to continue for another week. What a tremendous performance here as they are out to finish this one off. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. They'll stick with Elliott. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. So 2 minutes left to play in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. So, right out of the 2-minute break, we get a timeout used by the defense with 1:56 to go. 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Elliott. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. 2nd and 7. Again, here's Zeke. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Here's Elliott. A gain of 16 yards. That's good for a Dallas 1st down. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. The last run going to put him up over 100 yards for this one. They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. They got out of the gates hot, ran out to the big first quarter lead, and did not look back as they cruise in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
What's up? Bottles, believe we back in business. This is highly recommended. It's for all of my pushing the limit. Mile high got me over here, we hit the flight attendant.
Yeah, I've been around the world and I seen them things.